for coming in so soon.
Thanks for having me so soon.
The tests have come back and unfortunately they've confirmed the Huntington's diagnosis.
I don't understand.
It's true that it's rare for someone of your age to develop symptoms so young, especially 21 and healthy. However, since both of your parents, they did have it and they had the expanded form, it wasn't really a question of if, but more of a question of when.
Let me explain.
The pathophysiology of Huntington's involves two main factors, the Huntington gene and the Huntington protein, which is encoded by the Huntington gene. Under normal conditions, there's a section of this gene characterized by a number of trinucleotide COG repeats, which is usually less than 26. In the case of Huntington's, this area is expanded, causing an abnormal amount of the CAG repeats. More than 40 repeats will translate to an abnormally long polyglutamate chain in the synthesis of the Huntington protein. This abnormally long chain causes misfolding of the protein, forming the basis of the pathological consequences. The protein is able to avoid degradation, which enables it to accumulate and form insoluble intracellular aggregates that recruit various proteins. The neurodegenerative processes experienced are a result of the mutant Huntington protein. It causes dysfunction in neural mitochondria through direct or indirect mechanisms, leading to impaired ATP production, which is vital for energy. The Huntington protein is highly expressed in presynaptic terminals of nerve cells. It can have transcriptional effects by poorly binding to a transcriptional silencing factor. This can affect genes downstream that are involved in transport and postsynaptic transduction. Furthermore, it can directly affect the protein levels locally. The protein can directly activate caspase 8, which is involved in the initiation phase of cellular apoptosis. The Huntington is also cleaved by caspase 3, which is involved in the execution phase of apoptosis. The cleavage causes an accumulation of Huntington fragments, which can form intracellular inclusions and cytoplasmic aggregates, which induce apoptosis.
So symptoms regarding my mood and movement have been getting much worse, especially the mood swings. I've just noticed it more. Trouble concentrating, twitching. I used to think it was just a lecturer's fault. So what's my prognosis?
Prognosis for Huntington's disease varies widely. However, it's usually around 20 years after the onset of symptoms, determined by the length of the CAG repeat region. For example, the longer the repeats, the quicker the disease progresses. Drug therapy has taken great strides in its development for the treatment and maintenance of symptoms. For example, classes of antidepressants such as SSRI and tricyclics, in conjunction with the use of mood stabilizers like carbamazepine, are effective in treating the symptoms depression and mood swings. Muscle relaxants such as benzodiazepines, tetrabenazine, or antipsychotic medications such as risperidone are used to suppress involuntary movement, control delusions, hallucinations, and violent outbursts, which are commonly associated symptoms of Huntington's disease. Due to the common occurrence of side effects such as stiffness and rigidity, sedation, tremors, and slowness of movement, a very low dose of antipsychotics will most likely be prescribed. As there is no medical cure for Huntington's disease, supportive treatments available include physiotherapy, occupational therapy, and home care. Some lifestyle changes can improve quality of life when living with Huntington's disease. These include speech therapy and dietary services for weight loss and dysphagia, along with a high-calorie diet in order to maintain high metabolic requirements.
Supportive exercise therapy is an effective measure for managing the symptoms of Huntington's patients. Not only do exercises such as jogging get the body warmed up and ready for activity, it has been suggested that aerobic training can increase cerebral blood flow and therefore increase neurogenesis and levels of brain-derived neurotrophic factor, or BDNF, which supports existing neurons and helps the growth of new ones. Aerobic activity also has the potential to improve cognition, which is beneficial for HD patients. More difficult motor tasks such as balance, reaching and grasping activities are thought to improve function and delay neural progression of HD. Specific tasks such as sitting feet to feet with a partner, reaching to high-five them whilst repetitively alternating hands is a common therapy for HD symptoms. Grasping exercises using ping pong balls are another useful treatment for HD symptoms. The first grasping exercise is called a palmar grasp, where the entire hand wraps around the object and then releases for 5 repeats in each hand. Next is the ulnar palmar grasp, where the ball is held in the ulnar side of the hand using the respective last 2 fingers to grasp and release. Finally, after 5 repeats of an ulnar grasp, a radial palmar grasp is executed using the thumb, index and middle fingers to grasp and release the ping pong ball.
Yeah, good. Now, you mentioned earlier that you had quite a bit of trouble just constantly falling over. How are you feeling right now?
Oh, since the physical therapy, I've been falling over much less. It's helped a lot. I've been happier, been less depressed than I was before, and I feel like my thoughts are less foggy and I can concentrate a lot better, so it's been working.
Well, that's great. Now that you've started early, you can hopefully expect a slower progression of the disease and better balance and motor functioning. Keep up the good work and you'll see better results.
Our organisation's goal is to put an end to Huntington's disease.